Hello, Yantos. How's it going? I'll be starting up in a minute. I guess I didn't really update on stream, but I was hoping for some game sales the past couple of weeks, and wow, it really let me down. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think anything in the top 10 I was looking to stream potentially after this were on sale, so that was pretty disappointing. Another game I don't think I mentioned at all, but I'll keep an eye out for it. It's also on the Switch, is Sakuna of Rice and Ruin, which is by the same game company as Ys and also Rune Factory. And it plays a little bit like Rune Factory, so I was curious if it was a good game or not, but again, no sale, not feeling as motivated to rush out and get it. So I think with that, I'm going to switch over to the game proper now. So we'll give that a second to load. Perfect. So we are past the halfway point of this particular playthrough already. We don't have many bosses left, so I'm not sure what bosses we'll end up fighting next, other than the Mantis for sure, and maybe Claw. But that still leaves a mystery boss, if I'm not mistaken. So with this out of the way, let's just use the crystal to go back to the Blighted Blood. So we should be coming up to another boss battle. As you can see, there's only 6 waypoints left before the end of the game. So we'll just go ahead and proceed at this point. As I regain my bearings a little bit. So we're not too far off from leveling. I believe we picked up the key last time. I can verify that right now just by opening this up. And indeed, I have a Dragon Bone key. I'm still missing medallions, though. So I have a little bit more, I think, of climbing to do. So I think the goal here is to hopefully level up before we get into any serious fights. We are pretty close. Those enemies aren't worth killing without lightning. So that's one key down, one more to go. I'm starting to remember this area a little bit. And we got a very easy level up because they had nowhere to go. So we're now sitting at a healthy 282 health, 219 strength, and 201 defense. So given our gear, we should assume that we should be coming across some boots very soon. If we do not see them by the time we get to the end of the dungeon, we know we have missed it. I remember this from last time, so I'm not going to make the same mistake. I'm actually going to head down first, because we know there's a chest there. Looks like I could get some spring jumps back. I don't really need that, though. We'll go ahead and open this chest up. Speaking of which, we just got Greaves. As I get tagged randomly. Bad enemies. Okay, so let's take a look at this. So we're going from our Elder Shoes, which reduce the effects of quicksand, to Moon Greaves, which defend against blood pool damage. Honestly, I don't even know how much blood pool damage actually comes up, other than, like, one room. I don't know if the bosses do any damage, kind of like this, but we'll take the extra 6 defense. I think with that, we're just going to return the way we came. So that's just an urn over there. I don't have to worry about that. Okay, this is where I don't like lightning as much, when there's a lot of fast-moving enemies and there are not enough walls. I think this is where this skill kind of falls apart, unfortunately. But hey, we managed to get a ton of health back due to the increased item drop, so that is definitely paid for itself. Now we have 2 choices here. I think I'm going to go to the right first, because I think that is not progress. That looks suspiciously like progress. I'm a little concerned. We can't have progress, chat. We need to get chests. Oh, they both go outside. That's disconcerting, chat. Man's voice. I'm assuming this is our brother. So it goes, well, I'm impressed. Getting this far is no small feat. Indeed it is. Ah. So we might be receiving a miniature Black Pearl at this point. So hello, Claw. He's like, you obviously gotten a lot stronger. But if you don't pay attention to your surroundings, that won't mean much. I could have easily attacked you from behind just now, and you would have been none the wiser. But we summon our eyes. We go, you think you're in any position to give me combat advice? You're gonna wish you had attacked me from behind. Seems you're still in denial. I suppose, then, you haven't given any more thought to what I said before about the nature of your power. That causes us to have an exclamation mark reaction. Let's see, our demon brother / demon claw man in black says, if it'll put your mind at ease, you may take solace in knowing that you'll never be like me, nor will I ever be like you. And he flicks something at us at high speed. We have now received the Black Pearl replica. What are you trying to pull? What the heck is this? It's the Black Pearl, of course, or scale model thereof, at least. This particular item was constructed by Dallas for a dry run of the ritual. But fake or no, the magic contained within is quite potent. It should be sufficient for reversing the knight's petrification. Ooh, look at that, chat. Actual betrayal. Or are we gonna go, wait, why are you helping me? So, kind of close. We're like, wait, why are you giving this to me? Are you planning some sort of sick joke? You're so confident you'll win, you figured you'd take pity on me or something? Claw goes, heh. I guess you could call it returning a favor. I owe Galleon and the others quite a bit. It's probably too little, too late, I know, but either way, there it is. Do with it what you will. Yento says, because I'm morally gray. It's true. We'll have to see why he's kind of flip-flopping on this. So we're saying, darn traitors trying to play both sides, I guess. A replica of the Black Pearl, huh? In other words, a bunch of raw magical energy shoved into a ball. How the heck is this supposed to help anything? Well, Unica at this point would have come to us. So I guess I could try to phone it in. Although that has a slightly different meaning than I intended. Okay, so is it going to force me to go back manually? Because normally at that point, that's actually where Unica would get the item. So I guess what we'll try to do is we'll try to clear the rest of the tower. We're still missing the medallion, which we'll get once we free the knights. But maybe we could take advantage of a save statue to teleport back, rather than lose progress. So for now, chat, let's just keep going forward. I have to keep remembering that if I'm attacking and I'm mashing jump at the same time while I'm attacking, attacking takes priority, and you don't jump while attacking, unfortunately. So I have to always make sure to pause a little bit in my rapid attacks. Ooh, we barely did that in one go. But we did it. We did do it. Alright, so these things are not weak to fire. Or, nope, they are. Never mind, the slimes are. Nice, it appears that we've leveled up yet again. So we are now level 38 with 227 strength and 212 defense. So our defense is like hilariously far behind. But that's fine. We can make do, chat. Honestly, fire is still probably one of the generically best options, just because it can hit stun. Even if it's not their weakness, it's still useful. Wind is a little tricky to use, because there's a lot of enemies that do a rapid series of hits that do low damage, so it doesn't shield as much as you would hope it would. We have to keep in mind that certain projectiles cannot be destroyed, like those things. So there's an example of where I'm taking a lot of damage from a single hit. Maybe I should use wind a little bit here. Also, it's kind of unfair that I could just kind of snipe all the enemies without needing to get close. Seems like we're not too far off from a level up at least. Oh, and that urn actually had healing items. That's not really fair. I was gonna say they were starting to hurt us. So we're sitting at a very nice 30,000. We've acquired the final gem upgrade, it appears. The ruby will increase the damage our fire wheel does, which, from what I recall, is basically the only thing I used in the last portion of the final dungeon, so that's good. And also our generic MP has gone to very fast MP recharge rates. Just look at that bottom bar, chat. Like, if you don't remember, it would take like a solid 5 or 6 seconds, like almost a bar a second, but now it's like 3 bars in a second. It's much faster. It appears that we've leveled up yet again, so we're sitting at 293 health, 231 strength, and 215 defense. So I think we could probably level just a little more here. But we're looking pretty good, I would say, overall. These enemies are not too tough. So it feels like we're roughly the level the game wants us to be. And as we know, if we try to do it at too low of a level, the game just kind of says no. We don't really want that, chat. So again, we're just going to proceed until we hit a save point. Okay, no other items there. Be holding anything else I should be remembering? Oh yeah, we're still missing the final relic, but we all know how we're going to attain that. 1 key. Yeah, that's fun. Ooh. Little mini boss there. Unfortunately for him, I did have the wind shield up. Get a little strength boost just so we do slightly more to them. Wow, that was kind of unnecessary for the game to heal us like that, but I'll take it. We're almost halfway to the next level again. I wonder if I'm under-leveled, since I'm still leveling at a decent pace. There's a save statue, but I can't use it until this guy's dead. So the seal to the door has been removed, but we have no medallion. What happens if I try to go to the door? Okay, it just tells me I need a key. I was just curious if we would get unique dialogue. Doesn't seem to be the case. So I'm going to try 2 different things. We're going to hit save. We're going to save over our original file. I'm going to very quickly look at the Divine Blessing. Ooh, I need a lot of SP to get the MP usage down. I actually really don't feel like we need to increase our skill recovery. The boost recovery, I might as well get that, actually, because that'll help us regardless. I don't think there's anything else on this entire list that I'm interested in, honestly. But this allows us to half damage quicker, so this will ultimately help us clear the rest of the dungeon, so that's a pretty neutral pick. Now what I want to do from here is just try to feel out some dialogue. I want to see what happens if we go to the tower base before we go back to the annex. So let's see what they say, if anything. Okay, so nobody mentions it here. I was just curious if anything else would happen. So they still give the same hints. That's unfortunate. Well, anyway, we're gonna go back to the annex now, because we know from the other timeline that's where we have to go. So I guess Unica might be here? Question mark? Because she is the other, thing that could end up curing the Petrified Knights. So I'm going to try going here first, and if for whatever reason she's not here, Then I guess we could always go back to where the Petrified Knights are directly. Because I thought Unica left in the previous cutscene. So that's why I'm thinking she's here. But if nothing else, we'll get extra dialogue. Oh, we got cutscene. That's a good sign. So she's getting the tail end of her little fetch quest. So she already got half of what she needs. So unfortunately, this dialogue doesn't look to be any different. So they're just talking about how they need the Black Pearl that we have. So in this timeline, Unica, I guess, never meets Claw? Question mark? Because the only time she really saw Claw was where we got the Black Pearl. There's like slight deviations in the timeline so far. Goddess Fina's like, welcome back. Thank you for putting so much effort into the search for my sister. Wait, what do you have? I'm sensing an overwhelmingly strong power emanating from your pack. To which we respond, I believe this would be its source. Will it fit? It should have enough magic in it to get the job done, at the very least. Boy in Black handed the Black Pearl to Unica. Unica goes, ah. Goddess Fina says, it's as if you read our minds. No, Goddess Fina, we've played with you in a different timeline. Okay, so now they're gonna do the little combining ceremony. So the head of the statue will now have the gem. The dreaming idol has been fully powered. I don't think anything is different here. This is all the same dialogue we've seen with Unica. So let's just see if they address us at all. That should be new dialogue, because this didn't happen here last time. I think she also said the line where she said, it's something about it being refreshing, but now I guess Goddess Fina is saying new things to us. So she goes, thank you so much, Boy in Black. On behalf of Unica as well, I know this was weighing heavily on her mind. I fear she was about to lose hope, but in one fell swoop, you've given it all back to her. And we're like, truth be told, I'm just the messenger. The object itself is compliments of my brother. What? Says Sedina. Everybody's very surprised, except for the goddess. So she goes, interesting. Nonetheless, you deserve our thanks as well. You are the messenger, after all. If it weren't for you, we'd still be without recourse. It was nothing, really. Now, if you'll excuse me, there's work to be done. Boy in Black means kill. He needs to kill more things, Chad. Oh, so we're being told, cheery as ever from Sedina, and Goddess Fina thinks to herself that we still have to find our way. Ooh, her inner monologue's going on for a while, so she's saying, it's only natural, I suppose. Most children of men become lost at one time or another, and grow as a result. I've offered guidance to countless such lost souls as they've worked through tumultuous events in their lives, but this is different. Boy in Black's struggle runs much deeper, and I don't like the implications of what I'm sensing. Hey Granite Knight, how's it going? So let's just immediately turn around and see what happens. So we're just thanked by Musha. Oh no. Sedina says you should take pride in your accomplishment. Okay, so her dialogue's not any different. The two sorcerers had... They kind of thanked us, but it's pretty similar to what we saw with Oops, I forgot I can't use that here. It's pretty similar to when we played through as Unica. So what we're going to do is we're just going to quickly go back to, I think, the tower base to see if any dialogue updated. And then if we don't see Unica there, we're going to go back to the Blighted Blood and hopefully free the knights. Okay, so none of their dialogue seems to have updated, so I'm just going to spare us some time. We're going to ignore the others. So it seems like it wants us to go back to where they were before, and now I have to remember where were they at? Was it on 18 or 20? Hopefully 18, chat. This honestly does not seem deep enough. One moment. Let's go further into the tower, chat. This looks better. So we're gonna ignore most of the enemies here. We're just gonna take a little flight here. Ha, there are the knights. Okay, so after they notice our presence, we begin speaking to them. So he goes, looks like you've all been successfully freed from the curse. Just now, yes. Unica told us about the role you played in this. On behalf of us all, I give you my thanks. Believe me, I didn't do a thing. Oh, come now, just take the compliment. We really do appreciate it, you know. Oh no, it's Roy. He's saying we just let bygones be bygones. Oh, Roy. It doesn't do us any good to fight amongst ourselves. Well, anyway, our response to all that is, as you wish. It was never my intent to cause trouble. I'm glad to hear you say that. We're going to return to base for a time. Though the curse was broken, it placed quite a strain on our bodies. I assume you intend to continue your search, no? That was my plan, yes. Then please, take this with you. We've discovered it during our own reconnaissance. You'll most likely have use for it long before we do. Well, we now have the Manta Medallion, chat, so we can go and fight the boss. Thank you for that, Galleon. Oh no, Cecilia says they're counting on us. Ramona has an interestingly phrased, once we're feeling a bit more human again, we'll be right on your tail. Oh, Unica being concerned about Roy. So I wonder what Unica's actually going to do now. Is she still continuing in the tower, or is she following them back? Oh, she's apologizing for what she said to us before. It was extremely rude. We say, don't worry about it. I wasn't exactly treating the situation with due respect myself. Oh, Unica seems kind of surprised. She's like, oh, well, that's okay. I appreciate your honesty. Anyway, thank you for your help. You really saved the day by bringing us that Black Pearl replica. I'll see you later. And off she goes. Possibly to never be seen again until the final area. Well, we don't have any business here on this floor, so let's go back up to the boss room. I'm wondering if it's risky to try at level 39, or if I should wait till level 40. I mean, the worst that happens is I'll try doing it once. For people interested in achievements, apparently if you lose to the boss, the Mantis, after it revives itself once, you get a Steam achievement. That's just a fun fact for you, chat. So it seems like we've come across maybe Dallas? I'm not sure. It's either Dallas or it could be Mandana. We haven't seen him yet. So we see Boy in Black. We meet at last. That's looking like Dallas. Oh, now he's... Oh, no, he's Man in Black. There's too many people in black, chat. Well, hello, Dallas. He goes, you're a slow one, I must say. I was beginning to grow weary of waiting. But Claw and Zava have spoken so highly of you, I couldn't pass up the chance to make your personal acquaintance. More like the feeling's mutual, actually. You've made quite a name for yourself around here. You are Dallas, no? In the flesh. Look at him. Look at him, chat. He's so smug. He's like, let's see. He says, I lead the Darklings in their noble pursuits, though I myself am but a servant of the great demonic will, the force that spawns demons throughout this land. But enough about me. What can you tell me about yourself? Nothing you don't already know, I'm sure. How about we just cut it out and get right down to business? I think we both know what's coming. So let's get this over with. We can settle this whole matter right here and now. There we go. He doesn't seem too surprised. So he's like, how delightful. You really are as reckless and ornery as they say. But fighting you is not my intent. Quite the opposite, in fact. Oh? Since you've been so keen to dispense with formalities, I'll get right to the point. You desire power, do you not? Power enough to surpass the abilities of your 6 priests, perhaps? Ooh. Oh, we do the what with the full question mark exclamation mark combo, chat. We have such power at our disposal. Moreover, we are perfectly willing to bestow it upon you. In fact, I can grant you such power right this very moment if you'd like. Have I piqued your interest? Is this your strategy, trying to tempt me over to the dark side? If so, then it seems I grossly overestimated you. Do you really think I'd allow myself to become a demon like my brother just to experience a power high? Why not? Is that really such a terrible idea? Think about it. We think about it briefly with the ... chat. Demons are magic, are inextricably bound, after all. 2 parts of a greater whole. One part be light and the other dark. Or excuse me, must one part be light and the other dark? One good, the other evil? They share so much, yet bear such disparate connotations. You men and women of East use magic as a matter of course to better your lives. Why can we not do the same with demons? We start stammering a bit, so we're feeling a little shaken by his logic, it seems. But he continues. The notion that demons are evil by nature is nothing more than a deception on the part of your goddesses. No outside hand forced Claw to take on demonic powers. It was a choice he made of his own volition. And as you've seen, the strength it's granted him is virtually beyond compare. Strength greater than you could ever hope to achieve with your magic. Strength worthy of a true successor. I've been observing you closely from the moment you set foot in this tower. I know your mind, your desire to kill your brother, your lust for power, the loathing you feel toward your own destiny. These thoughts consume you. Oh, we're actually getting the mental breakdown from him. So that's a little different. So I think before it was Zava to Unica that basically told her off and read her like a book. But it seems like Dallas is kind of hitting the nail on the head, as it were. So he continues and says, I understand you. You're not so different from us as you might like to believe. Oh, they love that in villain speeches, chat. They just love that. Your thirst for power is unquenchable. You wish to be stronger than all others. Stronger than any human is able to be. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's human nature to seek the top of every mountain, the summit of every spire. I want to see it happen, boy in black. I want to see you achieve that which you desire most. I believe you could be the strongest demon there ever was. And oh, what a spectacular sight that would be. Oh, we're now fighting back, chat. We're not listening to his villain speech anymore. We go, I won't fall for this. I won't allow you to deceive me. I assure you, I'm being completely forthright. But if you doubt me, how about I give you a chance to test the waters? What are you talking about? You don't become a demon all at once, you know. I could give you these powers temporarily. Call it a trial period. That way you'll have an opportunity to see just how much stronger you can be. You must take me for an idiot. No one would be stupid enough to walk right into a trap like that. I think Dallas has a point here. So he goes, in other words, you don't trust yourself not to succumb to the demonic desires such powers would awaken in you. Consider this then. When last you saw your brother, how did he appear to you? For all his strength, did he seem any less himself? Had he lost his mind and turned into a gibbering devil? Chad, I wonder if this dialogue's actually different. This seems like an actual opportunity for it to have been different. Maybe at the very end of the game, I might go back and replay. Shouldn't take too long to catch up. Ultimately, the choice is yours. I have no intention of forcing this upon you. If your mind is made up, then that's the end of that. Wait, if I do this, will I really be strong enough to kill him? I'm certain of it. I suspect you would be far more attuned to the power than he. It would be no contest at all, I believe. All right, as long as it's only temporary. Of course. Come here then, if you'd please. Wow, chat, we're actually going up to the villain to accept demonic powers. I call upon the great demonic essence to bestow a facet of its power upon the one who stands before me. So we kind of flinch. What am I feeling? Fear not. That was but a fragment of the essence slotting itself into your soul. Beyond that door lies a guardian demon. Why not try out your newfound power on it? I must say, I'm looking quite forward to the results. What have I done? No. No. This is good. This is how it should be. He did this too, and it's made him far stronger than I could ever hope to be on my own. But now, I can get the upper hand. I can outmatch him, and I'll do whatever it takes to put an end to his miserable existence. Well, chat, we have now sided with the demons. This is definitely taking quite a turn. Well, we will save our progress here, chat. And actually, I'll make a separate save here. So if I happen to defeat him in one try, I'll probably fish for the achievement just for my own personal gain, as it were. So there we go, chat. Did you see that our character was going to give into evil? I mean, we barely fought it, chat. Like, it was basically the essence of, try it, and then we're like, no, and then he's like, are you sure you'd really like it? Come on, just a taste. And then we said yes. So we couldn't have needed that much convincing. I remember fire being kind of useful in this fight to keep at a distance, but now I'm wondering how this will change up. So if you don't recall from last time, this giant mantis is eventually going to spew out a lot of little mantis. I'm not sure if it would make more sense to use lightning to kind of keep them away from us, or to use fire when it's charged. So we'll have to experiment a little, chat. Ooh, our wind shot doesn't quite reach. It is doing all sorts of attacks. I probably want to dodge that. Oh, I took some damage, chat. So it seems I really do have to kind of hit it dead on or else it doesn't count. That's kind of unfortunate. So it seems like our magic recharge is definitely helping us out here. But unfortunately, this boss just keeps pushing us away. So it's kind of stalling out the fight, because I have to get pretty close. Well, I'm going to take this opportunity to do more damage, if nothing else. We have to be careful, because that seems to be double hitting. So we're actually going to back up slightly. So we're just going to hold still, honestly. We might as well get all the damage we can. Yeah, this is what I'm concerned about. See these creatures? This right here is what I want to kind of deal with. So maybe lightning will help a little bit. Or maybe a charge fire. Let's try charge fire. Okay, that did clear a lot of them out. So I have to be careful. I am taking a lot of damage here. The downside is there are a lot of these little buggers. Ooh. I am taking a lot more damage than I thought. That's not good. Yeah, we might have to come back at another level up. We're like just slightly too low on defense. Like our damage is okay. Just that it's a little hard to deal with this. Again, we're gonna keep it. We're gonna take it as slow as possible, honestly. Oh, there is a whole army of them. That's not good. Ooh, I didn't realize how far that laser hitbox went. This is gonna be a close one if I do manage to win this. This is not looking great, chat. This thing is like barely alive. Come on. Oh, that clipped me. Chat, that was so unfortunate. Alright, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna just level one more time. It literally lived with like 1 health. That sucked. Yeah, I think the problem is it was just doing too much damage to us. So I'm just gonna go level off of something. I don't feel like trying harder. So I don't think my strategy was too bad. I think I just took a little too long in the beginning to get the initial hits, which is fine. But yeah, that boss is actually pretty annoying for this character. I thought my range attacks would reach at max distance, but they honestly really don't, and that kind of sucks. Okay, so they're saying... So we say the ultimate power, we could test it out, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Hey, Kirk, how's it going? Yeah, we need to level a bit more. I mean, I could increase my defense by 2. Honestly, that was pretty close. I would say I probably could have been able to defeat it, but I feel like those laser hitboxes were kind of deceptive to me, because I didn't realize I was in the hitboxes, honestly. Like, they were a little bigger than they actually were. Kind of sucked. Because I feel like that's where I took most of my damage. I took very little from this buzzsaw, because it had a pretty obvious tell. Not really liking the enemies here, actually. They're too slow to kill. So yeah, let's just get one more level just for safety reasons. Because again, we also have to be able to purge all the little mantises. So we didn't even technically kill it yet. So even if I had killed it, I don't think I could have killed all the mantises. I was too low on health, I think, to risk other things. Meanwhile, these creatures are doing basically no damage. That's fine. Again, the worst that happens is we will take the upgrade. So I'm going to dedicate maybe the next 10 minutes to kind of leveling with whatever I can. Plus whatever SP we get here will just let us finally get our defense increases for the final fight. So I think I was a little worried that I wouldn't be able to do it without a level up, and it looked like it was true. But hey, we learned a little bit of what to do with him. Again, Unica had probably the easiest time on that boss, just due to how stupid Fire Magic was on it. But Fire Magic for us is a close range spell, which seems like a really terrible idea, given how wide its AoE attacks are. I forget if these things are worth any experience. Not really, it seems. Yeah, we need to start killing something that's worth more experience, because this is going a little too slow. Like, I'm definitely not over-leveled. It's just that some of these enemies are really not worth anything. I'm glad you got some rest at least, Kirk. Silly enemies. I think what I'm going to do, chat, is if I do not level by the time I get to, let's say 40,000, I'm actually just going to go and pay for the upgrade. Again, I only need a little bit of defense. So I think I just mostly took a lot of damage trying to use the fire spell, so I'm not going to do that until after I kill the mantis itself. I think that was also my other big mistake. I was better served just using focus like we were gaining to get the easier windshield. Okay. I changed my mind, chat. Let's just go for the boss again. I don't feel like grinding whatever this level is. I feel like the issue with this area is there's not one really good room I can remember. Sort of like the Silent Sands had the Scarab room. And that was kind of easy to use. I'm just going to burn the 6,000. Again, we didn't need that much, but I'll use it. Can I potentially get another boost increaser? No, I can't. Okay, that's fine. So I'm going to go ahead and save again. So we're going to do the same thing we did last time. Except, I'm going to try to get much closer to the boss and abuse the fact that we have a shield. So this is where, potentially, if I reduced the charge time, it might have helped us a little bit. But I think the MP cost down is worth more. I was actually trying to see if I could start the boss battle off with a shield, but I didn't release the button in time, unfortunately. So now we have 2 more defense. I got it basically down to potential kill range. So we have to get much closer. Oh, that was doing damage to us. Oh, I also was failing to recognize that that actually did persistent damage. So, oops, my bad, chat. Okay, based off the way his arms are moving, it's kind of obvious. Like, if he does the from the side, he's going to do an attack I can jump. Or he'll do that randomly. Now I got to be careful because he'll do both here. So I just want to dodge it. Oh, that actually... Wait, that little stinger does damage just by walking into it? Oh, I didn't know that. That's kind of dumb. So unfortunately, these lasers are in a really bad position for us. I'm just gonna not bother, honestly. Okay, so we're gonna avoid that attack, because I didn't do that last time. I'm just gonna tank the hit, so that way I could do damage. Now I'm gonna walk away while this charges. Yeah, now I'm gonna walk away briefly, get the powered up shield. See, the problem I think right now is that those little enemies are actually body blocking us. So I'm gonna try to play it safe. I'm just gonna charge another shield. Ooh, nasty. So now the big problem for me is that these enemies are gonna start eating our shots. I think that's also why it started stalling out towards the end. There's not really too much I could do about this other than maybe use fire magic. So I think if I'm far enough away, I could just do this. But I have to be really careful because this is how I took the most damage. Oh, that's stupid. I keep forgetting that that little arm of it actually damages us for some reason. That I don't like at all, chat. Like, that does not seem like it should just straight up injure you like that, honestly. We're gonna respect the lasers a little bit. They do have weird hitboxes. Ooh. Oh. That was nasty. It caught me, like, in the air for some reason. I don't really know what happened there. But I don't appreciate it. I think I need to do more jump attacks to even hurt it now. Okay, chat. This is actually really hard with Hugo for some reason. Oh. Maybe I do have to get this level up, because I think I have to kill him before he spawns any more of the little children. Man. Chat, this fight is actually really hard with this character. I don't really know why. So we're gonna go back and get a level up. Yeah, that's... I feel like Unico had a much easier time. I think the problem is, like, I have to choose between killing the babies and hitting him, but then, like, I don't do enough damage to blitz him before he gets more out. So am I just, like, severely underleveled? I don't get it. Did I miss ore, maybe? I'm just trying to think, chat. Like, what else could we really do against this? Like, other than we definitely need way more damage. So I guess I technically got the other achievement because I died to him after he revived, but that wasn't the intent. So it seems like there's a very big difficulty spike here for some reason. Not really sure why. I was gonna say, did I just get really lucky as Unica? Because I feel like I barely got hit in the Unica fight. Because I honestly thought he was pretty easy as Unica. I thought he was way easier than any of the other ones we fought. Okay, so this room actually doesn't seem too bad. I forgot that this room led to here. So now we have a room I could repeatedly go in and out of. We're gonna level up, chat. We're gonna level up a lot. We're not messing around with this anymore. We're now at 230 strength and 219 defense, but chat, I don't think that's enough. We're gonna go higher. Since we're having an issue now not of defense, but of damage. And I don't think the 3 or 4 strength difference is enough. So let's abuse this room. Unfortunately, we are getting a very high amount of items dropped, so we are now level 40. Maybe we'll go one more level. Well, I got all my SP back, at least. Yeah, this is probably the hardest fight we've had so far. Honestly, I feel like that fight was harder than the final boss of Unica's. Because I think the issue with the boss we were fighting there is that, like, we were just being damage gaped, or there's basically a damage threshold we need to hit, and we just need raw levels for it. I don't really think there's a way around it. So us doing like 10 more damage will also mean when I have my focus up, I'm able to blitz him a bit easier. So we're just gonna keep going back and forth, chat. So I guess the game really assumes you're grinding for this. Now I'm kind of curious, chat. After the stream, I'm gonna look at what level I did this with Unica. Did I really go all the way to like 41 for it? I feel like I didn't, chat. I feel like I did not grind on this area with Unica. Not to this extent, anyway. So we've leveled up yet again, chat. So we're now at a staggering 305 health, 237 attack, and 225 defense. So we have skipped quite a few levels. Let's try going back up there. And we'll see if there's any other SPs we could get that might help us. Oops. I could technically boost the haste, but nah, it's fine. I'm not using the charge magic as much. I feel like it's not as useful with Boy in Black. So we're gonna try this again, chat, but this time we have 2 more levels. So it seems like Dallas's demonic power sucks, because this boss is still really hard. So thanks, Dallas. Glad I didn't feel any of that temporary demon power in that fight whatsoever. I almost thought he was going to be the reason we learned Burst. I thought that's where it was going with it, but no, we just feel like really weak. So I was doing about 15 to 18, so hopefully we do closer to like 21 to 29. So again, we now have at least like 5 or 6 more defense, so I will have a lot more of a safety against him. That kind of sucked. Just immediately pushed me away the moment I got close. Oh, come on. Stop that. Oh, now we're doing like 40 a hit? What? That makes no sense, chat. That's tomfoolery right there. Oh, that stupid hand again was hitting me. Ooh, we were doing pretty well there. Again, this is the hard part of the fight. Oh, that did a lot of damage. Oh, we're like so close to killing it again, chat. Man. Please don't push me. Please don't push me away. Chad, I don't know what we're supposed to do. I still couldn't kill it there. Really? Do I need 1 more level? I think it healed a little less. Oh my gosh, chat. Wow. That was way harder than when we did it with Unica. I mean, I remember the boss reviving once as Unica. I don't remember it being that close though. I think the charged Phoenix Blade completely annihilated this boss. But hey, 2 more levels and we're able to do it. So we're saying, my abilities aren't coming any easier than before at all. I should have known he was full of it. Oh no, the boss is twitching, chat. What? We're now gonna demonic annihilate it. Let's watch, chat. We're like, darn, how could it still be moving? How could it still be alive? This isn't good. I wasn't ready for this. Uh-oh. We had the negative filter apply. We could feel the evil pulsing within us, chat. What was that? Oh, summon 6 eyes. And we get the red voice. Look at that, chat. We got the red eyes, too. So this is what it's like to have demonic power. This should be fun. Let's get this trial run started. Oh, I have to keep going? Okay, we had enough, chat. Ooh, chat, look at our evil face, chat. Look at that. That was fantastic. With this, there's no way I can lose to him again. And then... Look at that, chat. We had bold letters and everything. Girl's voice goes, Hugo? Uh-oh, Yusha. Sedina's like, stay back. There's something definitely not right about him. Well, well. If it isn't Musha and Sedina, what brings you two here? Lady Fina asked us to come and check up on you. She was worried. Boy in Black, what happened? Oh, this and that. Misha just says our name, and Sedina says, looks like he's taken on a demonic element of his own, and it's eating him from the inside out, driving him mad. Assuming he hasn't already been completely consumed by it. Boy in Black, no. Please, boy, you have to hold on. Wow. Oh, chat, we're going crazy when we get the mixed punctuation and we're cursing her out. Look at that. We're like, oh, shut the heck up, you whiny girl. I'm tired of you always meddling in my affairs. Though if you don't want to shut up, I can always shut you up myself. Oh, the 6 eyes come out, chat. Musha, back to base now. Too late. Wow. We struck both of them. No crystal for you. This has taken quite a twist, chat. So weak. So incredibly weak. Weaklings are unworthy of life. You will die. Oh, look at that. Spirited girl chucking her spear at us. Man, you're such a dummy. Didn't I warn you about Dallas? You. And you went and took his offer anyway. What the heck is wrong with you? Rog! I I know, chat. We have full on become the villain. This was kind of a nice twist. I mean, I thought he could be tempted by evil, but I didn't think he would go that far, and they actually did it. So this is kind of nice, chat. Guess I need to smack some sense into you after all. Let's do this, boy in black. Oh, is she gonna sacrifice herself, chat? Is that what's gonna happen? Spirited Girl says, come on, you can do better than that. All those eyes and you still can't catch sight of me? Pathetic. Roarg! Chat, we're not even using spoken words anymore, just yells and visceral grunts. That's how you know we've gone crazy, chat. Darn it, boy in black, snap out of it already. If you let this take over, you're screwed. Your brother didn't flip out when he took on his demonic element, and you can't let him outdo you, you know? Show me that you're the better man. Show me that you have more control than he does. I know, Chris has come in at a very interesting time. Things have gone terribly wrong. Yeah, definitely words hard. Oh, we've mastered the power of desync. Look at that, the eyes are everywhere, chat. Didn't you tell me you wanted people to respect you for who you are? Well, right now, you're a nobody. Just an empty shell with a crap ton of power. Is that what you really want? People won't think of you as a mighty demon. They'll just pity you. And our response is, Urgh, Chris is like, what the heck did I miss? You missed a lot. You missed a lot. Bib became the villain, it's true. Oh, I think we're starting to calm down. And but without the demonic power. Goodbye, spare eyes. Oh. You still haven't learned to shut your mouth, have you? There we go. That's the old boy in black, alright. Yeah, I'm me again. Though I've gotten myself into quite a predicament, it seems, and pulled you in with me. Darn it, that's right. Yusha, Sedina, wake up, please! Both sorceresses are out cold. I wouldn't worry. They don't look hurt too bad, so they'll probably be fine. What about you though? That experience had to have left you feeling pretty drained. It's nothing worse than I deserve. I thought I could have demonic powers and not be consumed by them. But in the end, he really is the stronger one. Heck, don't get all sulky on me now. It's probably not even your fault. Knowing Dallas, I'm sure he planted some kind of subliminal message into your head to make you go crazy like that. A subliminal message? Yeah, a suggestion. Psychological trickery. He's pretty good at that kind of stuff. He probably intended for you to kill your friends, since he knows you'd never be able to forgive yourself for that. And then he'd hit you while you were down to gain total control over you. Seems pretty likely to me, you know? Maybe so, but I was the one stupid enough to play along. Ominous voice goes, tisk tisk. I was quite enjoying the show too. You had such potential. Well, none other than Dallas, chat. It's him! Dallas. I must admit, spirited girl, I never suspected you capable of interfering in my plans, but you've shown me your true colors, so please, allow me to show you mine as well. Turnabout is fair play, after all. Uh-oh, chat. What are you doing to her? An og, says spirited girl. Uh-oh, petrification, chat. And with the second goddess and the Black Pearl already in my grasp, the ritual can begin unabated. Now, boy in black, I leave you to sit and ponder your helplessness before rushing ever onward toward your demise. Ah. Spirited girl, hang in there, please. Darn it, what the heck does he think this is gonna accomplish? Oh, chat, look at the drama scene we're getting. Spirited girl says, well, I did kind of go behind his back and help the enemy after all. Wasn't really what I was trying to do, but I can hardly blame him for wanting to put me out of commission. Darn, your legs are already solid rock. You wait here. If I could get that idol we used to restore the knights. Not gonna work. It was the blessing of your goddesses that saved them, and I can't accept that blessing. Besides, I know Dallas. This was to teach me a lesson. Maybe to teach both of us one. That's why it's moving so slowly. I suspect once the last part of me turns to stone, I'll probably crumble to dust. There won't be enough time. Rick is asking if Spirited Girl became his love interest. I feel like she kind of liked him since the beginning. I just feel like it was a bit stronger maybe in the Silent Sands. But yeah, she was in big trouble. Pretty much since the Silent Sands, I didn't see good things happening. I was torn whether she was gonna die on the upcoming floors or Musha, but apparently it's her, right here. We expected Musha with Roy, but it was Spirited Girl all along. It's true, chat. Well, actually, chat, here's the thing. It could still be Musha for Roy. This is just the predecessor to Roy. So anyway, Boy in Black continues. Isn't there anything I could do? Anything at all? Yeah, there is. Just stay here with me. Keep holding me like you are. That's all I could ever ask for. We go, okay. Can you tell me why you did all this? Why you did so much to help me, knowing the risks? I don't know how to say stuff like this too well, but I've never felt anything like this before, so I just wanted to help you. It just seemed like the right thing to do, and I still think it was. I have no regrets. That's it? You just helped me? Because of the way you felt about me? That's not right. You deserve better, and I deserve worse. Come on, don't talk like that. Oh, I think the stone is reaching her neck. She's starting to nod off in the corner. Spirit Girl says, "You're a real interesting man, Boy in Black. I will always respect you and look up to you for who you are." Her final words, chat. No. Well, he got some explaining to do to the other two party members. Chat just says, wow, Bib knows he's horrible. It's true. We're gonna scream. I feel like we are in the prime position to do the anime scream. I'm surprised it didn't happen. Okay, so they say our name, but then we continue. We say, all this time I've been trying so hard to gain power, but what has it actually gotten me? All it's done is taken from me. It hasn't given me a single darn thing. Why didn't I realize it sooner? All the signs were there, right in front of me. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Why, hello there, Rico. We haven't seen you in a cutscene in quite some time. So Rico says, I know finding Lady Rhea and the Black Pearl is of utmost importance, But are you sure you're up to it, Bib? You really don't need any company? I'll be fine. According to Dallas, both Lady Rhea and the Black Pearl have already been captured, and apparently he's starting some kind of demonic ritual now. We're running out of time. I can't afford to wallow in self-pity. You jailed. I mean, you're not wrong, Chad. I mean, they could just lock him up, honestly. They have good cause. Good cause being accepted demonic element and attacked other party members. That's usually enough, Chad. I don't think you really need more. Rico says, I guess when you put it that way. Musha just keeps saying our name. She doesn't have anything else to say. I'm so sorry, Musha. I wish you had more lines in this game. But anyway, Sedina is saying, I know a lot's going through your mind, but try not to let it distract you. The road ahead promises to be a bumpy one, and we can't afford to lose you. Don't worry about me. I'll manage on my own until Lady Fina has been freed from that barrier. But once she's out, I'm counting on you all for backup. And you'll have it, I promise you that. Musha's like, we'll be right behind you, Hugo. Yes, you will, Musha. Yes, you will. Ooh, we start thinking to ourselves, my path is clear now. I know what I have to do if I'm ever to settle things with my brother. This is for you, spirited girl. I want to prove to you and to myself that your trust in me was not misplaced. Yeah, actually, that would have been kind of neat if we did switch over to the spear. When she died, it looked like she dropped something, but I didn't actually see anything go into our inventory. So, let's go backwards and save, chat. We went through a lot to get here. I refuse to get cutscened into something. There we go. Yeah, I had to level quite a lot for that. That's pretty silly. So Mantis definitely much harder to beat with Bib than Unica. Unica, I feel like her spam fire had roughly the same range as a normal attack. But the difference is I think she was easier. Oh, excuse me. She was able to kill the minions easier. So just one charge Firebird was more than enough. So it already went silent. Actually, what happens if we try to speak on the shell at this point? Okay. So they don't really have anything to say about our betrayal. Actually, you know what, chat? Before we go into the silent cutscene. Yeah, the Mantis was really difficult with Hugo / Boy in Black. It was kind of ridiculous, actually. Okay, so they're saying there's no need for concern. Zadina says, for the time being, we've asked Shion and Dino to work on taking down the barrier. We'll be joining them shortly, so don't worry. You just need to keep heading up the tower. Translation, we need Musha to die really soon. So that's why we freed up Musha from that room. So Musha says, please don't worry about us, Hugo. As soon as we've ensured everyone is back in tip-top shape, we'll head back for Lady Fina. Okay, so she just says, whatever, that's fine. So now let's take a look at Rado's Annex. And I think what we'll do is, once I'm done finding if there's any additional dialogue here, I'm going to take a 2-minute break just to refill on water, because that was a lot of dialogue, chat. That made me very thirsty for a short break. But it's okay, because Bib was thirstier for power. We had to keep going. So I kind of wish we could summon the 6 Eyes. It's a shame we can't just have that full time. Hello, Dino. So this is all new dialogue, because he was never here before. Dino says, we warped here to take over for Sedina and Musha. I assumed their task would be nearly completed by now, but I seem to have underestimated the sheer power of this barrier. With our abilities alone, I doubt we could bring it down even in 3 days' time. Shion says, things are as urgent as they could be, I fear. With Lady Rhea and Black Pearl in the enemy's hands, we don't even have a moment to lose anymore. Hugo, you must head directly to the tower summit if you can. That's where everything will come to a head. We'll stay here and work on the barrier until Sedina and Musha get back. Oh, chat. We already know one of them's not coming back. We all know which one is not coming back. Come on, chat. We all know. We know. So anyway, Gonisfina's like, Hugo, thank goodness. I'm so glad you're safe. I heard about what happened. I hope I didn't worry you too much, Lady Fina. I'm very sorry if I did. Oh, there's no need for you to apologize at all. I'm just grateful that you were able to find your true path, in the face of such a daunting temptation. The strong bonds you formed here seem to have supported you well in your time of need, though the experience was not without a heavy price. I'm truly sorry for your loss. Thank you. Since time is at a premium, though, I'd ask that you please excuse me now. As you are no doubt aware, both Lady Rhea and the Black Pearl have already fallen into the enemy's hands. I must make haste to the tower summit. Of course. Just be careful, Hugo. Boy in Black, you face the most dangerous enemy in the history of East there. No precaution is unwarranted. We will join you as soon as we're able. There's no need for concern. I'm well aware of the dangers, and I'm fully prepared to face them. No, you're not, Bib. The bosses are actually getting pretty difficult, surprisingly. So maybe the challenge is like, Unica was harder to play prior to the Fire Sword, and then post Fire Sword, she's better than us. So I feel a little weak at the moment. I think that's mostly just because I can't really stack spell and melee damage at the same time. Where I feel like with Unica, I could attack quicker than normal, so my damage overall was higher, if that makes sense. So we're going to go teleport to the Mantis Chamber one more time. But I think now I'm just going to take a, as I said before, 2-minute break. And when I return, we are going to see how far we could get into this dungeon. And I am back, chat. I see Yantos in the chat is saying, wait, so they all know he betrayed them? Yeah, they do. So anyway, I think with that, we are going to go ahead and see what's in that room of silence ahead of us. Are we going to have another confrontation with Dallas, perhaps? Or are we going to see Mandana? Because again, we haven't seen Mandana, and I feel kind of sad if we never fight Mandana. I mean, we have no real reason to fight him in this one, because he hasn't been established. But we'll see, chat. Oh, okay, no cutscene. Now we're in the demonic core, which if I remember correctly just means fire everything. Well, we've made it past the Mantis Chamber. We're officially on floor 22. We're level 41. We have quite a bit of a journey to go. Honestly, I don't even know if I want to power up or charge attack my fire move. I feel like it's easier just to spam it. So we'll still need our thunder skill for the little flower things. Oh. Just kind of slapped me with its power. I just realized, what am I doing? I don't have to fight the flowers. Let's ignore the flowers, chat. The only thing I want to see is if there's treasure there. There we go. Ooh, these enemies are not weak to fire, it seems, but... Or thunder. Oh no, are they weak to wind? Because that would be unfortunate. Oh, that's most unfortunate. I am cursed and confused. But it's okay, chat. I can work with opposite controls. Joke's on the game. Ooh, I'm taking a lot of damage from this stupid flower. Kind of hoping for some health ups, but we don't seem to be getting them. There we go. Now we got some health up. And we leveled. What a great combination of things, chat. So we're at 62,000 SP. But also, more importantly, we're at level 42 with 311 health, 241 attack, and 228 defense. I'm trying to remember which way was the optional way. It's been a while since we were on this floor. The worst that happens is we kind of explore. So we know we can jump across the center. We could go to the north, which I don't feel like I should do that quite yet. I say thunder is their weakness, but unfortunately they're in a really big open room, which makes the thunder skill kind of useless. So I guess I'll just try to chip them out with fire damage. Oops, I walked into that twice. And not because the controls were reversed, I just walked into it twice. There we go. So with those little yellow circles around us out of the way, I'm no longer confused. Well, time to jump across and use the glide technique.
Extra crispy!
Indeed, we are making them extra crispy. We acquired a Rhoda fruit. That's good. Oops, confused wore off before the graphic faded. So I think with our current health total, why don't we stand still for a little bit just to get some health back? Oh, we did pick up an item. See, we didn't make... I saw her drop it, but I didn't hear the sound pickup. So apparently we got the Daybreak Talisman received from Spirited Girl. Has the power to resurrect you once. So it's pretty much like the Spirit Talisman. Interesting. So let's hold still, chat. So there's now a small chance Musha might survive, maybe. Because I was thinking she was going to die to give us the item, but nope. It was Spirited Girl all along, chat. And I think that's enough time holding still. We don't need to be at 100% full health. We're gonna do our best to avoid the flowers. And it looks like the game said no to that strategy. There we go. We still got through it, though. We're now at a very high 72,000 SP. That should be more than enough to get an upgrade the next time we're able to. So the game wanted us to go to the area in front of us, but I'm actually going to go to the left here. Because I remembered this time, chat, that there was a Roo over here. The Roo appears to be hungry. I keep finding you little ones in the strangest places. Perhaps our fates are linked. I'm really suspecting this has to do with the brother. So let's give it a fruit. Oh, this is where we learn burst. So this hasn't changed. So now we're able to use burst. It's just explaining if I double tap the boost key when I'm already in boost mode, I can do an AoE attack that leaves me invincible. I'll try not to use it though, chat. I don't know. We'll see. Again, technically you get an achievement for not using it, so I just want to see how far we could get. Or like, it's a threatening power, but we're still going to use it, so that's fine. And we tell it, from the bottom of my heart, I extend my utmost gratitude. Oh well. Let us get on out of here. Kind of sandwich these little demons. There we go. Oop, took a little damage there. Seems there's a path down here. Let's go see what's available. Ooh. What a nasty room. There we go. Oh, I thought my mine was out. I must have placed it just like a fraction too slow. This seems like progress. I don't want to do that quite yet. We're gonna backtrack a little bit, chat. I thought there was a place to the north we could have gone. Or is this just the chest up here? Oh, wait a minute, made it. This is the mirror. I don't think I came here the first time. So the description of it is, it almost seems as if there's another world on the other side of the mirror, but a powerful force is preventing you from stepping within. Okay, fair enough. Ouch, I got clipped. What a nasty bunch of enemies, chat. We're gonna have to level quite a bit, I think. Let's see, we are level 42. Oops, as I get punished for pausing. Not the best. Man, leave me alone. Okay, got a little bit of healing back. They also happen to jump down there, which helps us. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm not going to risk it. Let's just go get some healing. So we're just going to take that stationary heal rate. Since again, I did take a lot of damage, we might as well suspend a few seconds healing. No sense in game overing here whatsoever. So we're going to switch to the fire magic, because that seems okay against the slimes. So if we kill enough of them, we should level again, and that'll be another good heal for us. Let's go this way for now, chat. Even with all those fires up, I still got struck. That kind of sucks. I was kind of hoping that all four of them would have been able to hit stun there. They're not healing us for that much either when we kill them. Kind of unfortunate, really. There we go. Got a little bit of health back. But again, I have to be pretty careful about these enemies. Oh no, come back here, I need you. So we've now unlocked a chest down there, which I think was the medallion. Got a tiny bit of health back. I feel like the sorcerers are way easier to kill than the shooty guys. Shooty guys are not very nice to us, chat. Ooh, so much health and SP, chat. We're almost at 100,000. So I think this is to the next area. I know there's a whole area I missed, but I think there's also a save statue here. I think I want to just collect it now. Yay, an area I can actually use these effectively. Yay. Oh, there's the other one. Oh, because it attacked, it went to the left. Because normally it would go away from the strike. That's a shame. Well, definitely going to the boss at this level seems like it would be a completely terrible mistake. Because we're still taking way too much damage. And we haven't picked up, like, any items. Let's go ahead and save. Let's see what level we're at. 42? No way, chat. No way. If this is the boss... Oh, there's a key. Which we didn't even get yet. Oh, there's no... We're not ready for the boss. But let's look at the Divine Blessings. Oh, we can almost reduce our MP cost. I'll save up for that, chat. I was gonna say, sometimes the Thunder Mines work. I feel like when you're in wide open areas, they are just trash, though, even if the weakness is Thunder. Here's an example of where I would use Fire over Thunder, even though the flower is stationary. Oh, this thing is still alive? Jeez. Persistent, chat. Well, we are very close to leveling. Actually, you know what, chat? Let's just go back and just spend it. Because I've been using the MP cost reduction for our shield, but now we're going to be spamming a lot of fire. So I might as well take the upgrade now. It just makes life easier. So we're going to reduce MP cost again. The next upgrade is at 200,000, which we probably will not see. Again, I don't use my charge skills too often. I mean, the only thing I think that would help us now is if I think I could get off a charged wind spell, which I did get a little bit in the Mantis fight. I got more than I thought I would. I guess because I forgot the Mantis forces you to stay away, because otherwise I don't really want to charge it. Oh, we've leveled, so we're doing slightly more damage, so that's good. So with that new level up, we are sitting at 317 health, 241 strength, and 230 defense. Not bad. Again, we'll just be slowly building up our strength. There we go. We're gonna ignore that enemy. Not particularly fun to fight. We're gonna go ahead and glide out of here, chat. So we're gonna go back to that one area that we could drop down to. We'll kill the slimes, though. The slimes are pretty easy to kill. Even if they multiply, that's really only in our favor, honestly. I mean, just look at all that SP they're worth. Like, no thanks to everything there, but hello, bunches of slime. Oh, that was worth it. Ooh, give me those upgrades. Beautiful, chat. Speaking of which, we still haven't found new armor yet. The moment we do that, we're going to upgrade our armor. So now we have the obsidian key, so now we could go to the north. We have leveled once, but we're still very underleveled, I think, for the boss. I kind of remember this area. Fortunately, we're able to kind of jump our way out of life's problems. There should be an equipment piece. There it is. We got the Solaria garb. So we're at 231 defense right now. If we equip this, it's worth 7 more defense. That means the other one had 41. So we go from our old magic coat, dyed crimson, to a black and silver coat woven with Solaria thread. Offers high defense. I wonder if this negates attacks or not. I guess we'll see. Well, the only thing we can really do is just kind of circle around. Oh, actually, wait, I have to go down to go up. That's right. Oops. I forgot. Oh, Thunder Trap. At least that only does 14 damage to us now. That's not too bad. I can live with that, chat. Much better than taking 21. So yeah, we're actually getting pretty close to the end of the game. There's only going to be... Ooh, let's see. The Sorceress, whoever we're going to fight now, the Brother, and then Dallas? 4 bosses? Let's see how far we get. Oh. Well, why, hello there. Hello, Mandana. I don't know if I want to fight you yet, though, honestly. It's definitely Mandana, chat. Let's try to get one more level. We'll take a safety level, chat, because it seems like every time I go to a boss, I now feel really, really underleveled. So I don't know if I just have more issues leveling with this character in general, or what the deal is. Although at the same time, it doesn't look like I'm getting a lot of experience. Well, I suppose the worst that'll happen, chat, is... Since I didn't really see a room that was super great for it, we did level up in extra time. What I'm going to do is that now that we're in the final armor, we're going to take one more safety check. We're going to go ahead and increase our current armor. I don't think anything in here would be super useful to us. We can't really afford anything in here. Let's do one more save. So let's see how tough this is, chat. I've gotten a decent amount of upgrades. I have an armor. I didn't find the boots. Well, let's see how unkillable he is, chat. If I deem we are not doing enough damage, we will just die and reload. So if nothing else, we'll get the plot out of the way, chat. Hello, Mandana. So, you've come. You're the man I saw with Spirited Girl before. I am. I'm Kishkul, warrior of Darklings, but you can call me Mandana. Just look at that, chat. Look at that triple layer. Everyone is jealous of that bandana. Don't lie to me. Spirited Girl told me quite a lot about you. I really don't care for fighting sorcerers. But you've come a long way to get here. Perhaps it's our destiny to meet in battle. So what do you say we get this over with? Wait, if you don't care for fighting sorcerers, then why fight me? I have no particular desire to engage in pointless combat. Huh. I may not want to fight you, but I've got a score to settle. Spirited Girl's death is on your hands, after all. I mean, he's not wrong. How did you learn of that so quickly? And what are you to her? I'm her big brother. Gasp! What? We're a proud family of warriors. Every day of our lives is devoted to the glory of battle. My sister and I never had particularly deep bonds, but I always respected her ability, and I enjoyed sparring with her. So I think avenging her death is reason enough to put aside my general dislike of fighting sorcerers. Very well. If it's a matter of honor, who am I to argue? But know that I have a duty to fulfill, and I don't intend to let the likes of you keep me from it. I won't hold back. I wouldn't have it any other way. Let's see what you're made of. Well, chat, let's see what we're made of. How hard is he right now? He's not doing a ton of damage. That's good. And we can kind of use our ice or our windshield to get through. I think the problem, chat, is that he's kind of a single shot kind of character. So other than this dragon, which is kind of hard to dodge, honestly, I don't really think he could do that much to us. Like that was it? Chat, can we all agree that like the past 2 fights were actually pretty difficult, and then this fight happened and it was like, are you kidding me? Like, chat, let's all shrug. Like, let's just all go, okay, like that clearly was not anywhere near on the level of the Mantis. Not even close. Yeah, I mean, I could just literally windshield through his icicle.
Dead already?
I know, even Armgrim's surprised. That Valkyrie profile speech right there. So anyway, we're like, are you satisfied now? Because I have other places to be. I don't have any quarrel with you. I'd prefer not to keep fighting. Huh, I'm not through with you yet. Uh-oh. He's gone demon form. What? Not you too. I've released the demonic element within me, just as your brother did. The battle shall not end until one of us falls. Oh, am I still injured from before? Because that could be annoying. Oh, rumbling in the tower. Gonna say the game music's actually pretty quiet even for me, chat. Silently, the villain plan unfolds, even though it should be very loud. What was that? Has the ritual begun? Huh, good guess. Your precious shrine won't be safe in the sky for much longer. What? Oh, he exited demon form. My interest here wears thin. Let's call it a match, shall we? Here. Oh, that was really it? We don't fight him powered up? We received Rod? Oh, okay. That was... I don't know, chat. I feel like that was our... I mean, some of the earlier fights were a little close, but man, that was one of the easiest fights. I don't know if I want to like exaggerate to say it was the easiest fight, but I mean, I feel like even the first boss we fought did a little more of a fight. Like even Spirited Girl at least got me low on health. And like so did the first monster boss too. But not Mandana. Anyway, let's see. He goes, I told you, I'm not interested in fighting sorcerers. Spirited Girl's blood is on your hands. But she died protecting you. And in your arms, from what I hear. She obviously saw something in you, so I figure I owe you at least this much. Well, then why did you fight us? What? From here on out, though, you're on your own. I'm too cool to help. Wait, before you go... Hugo took out the talisman Spirited Girl had slipped into his pocket just before she passed. I think you should have this, as a memento of your sister. The Daybreak Talisman. It's an heirloom passed down from our ancestors. Supposedly it has the power to bring one back from the brink of death. Petrification notwithstanding, I suppose. I think she'd want you to have it. But... The Darklings are very well informed. It's very true, Chris. Okishiro/Mandana says, don't argue, just take it. But in exchange, I want you to tell me one thing. When she died, was she smiling? We go, yes. She looked satisfied, and she said she had no regrets. Good. Bye. I might not show up again, I'm not really sure. That was a bit surprising. So sure, why not, chat? So we're level 44, so I think our goal is to go up another 2 levels before the next boss, maybe 3. We'll see how it goes. So pretty straightforward. So now this time we kind of know where to go. So what happens if we try to phone anybody else? Do we get any additional dialogue? They're asking us if we notice the change in the tower's energy. Things are starting to come to a head. We had no time to lose. Okay. So I don't think any of that has changed. So let's just go backwards from here. I suppose we can also check the goddesses, how she's doing. Yeah, let's do that, actually. I'll kill this thing first, though. I want that experience, chat. It's not like we don't have to backtrack anyway, because we know the mirror's in the previous area. Like our little running sound effect as we go across the floor. And there we go. We're almost to where the goddess is. So Musha says Solomon Shrine's actually falling. We have to hurry. We have to get through this barrier. Wait, Sudina's back? Huh. Why are they back? I thought they would... What? Solomon Shrine is encased in magic strings and all under Dallas' control. It's hard to believe one man can wield such power. We haven't a moment to lose. Huh. That's kind of weird that they swapped places. Oh, I can't use the crystal. So what happens if I go back down to the tower base? Is Shion still there? Because that would be weird if he came up all the way here and then just went back. He's like, bye, don't need you. Because I thought the whole thing was Sedina was going to meet us in the kill room. So that's kind of weird. So if I go here, I guess we'll see if Shion's still here. Or if he went on ahead. Oh, Shion's not here. So I'm not sure what happened to him. He just poofed from the ether, chat. So Rico's reminding us we still have one more weapon upgrade before the end of the game. And so everybody's just saying they all need to depend on us. So not too much different in terms of dialogue. So let's go back to... might have been Demonic Core 22. I think we just need to basically go up from here, and then we should reach the mirror universe / area. So if we take a look at the item description of what we received. The magic item made by the Darklings enables its bearer to teleport through mirrors. So let's go find that mirror, chat. And also annihilate that mage, because we can. Assert dominance, chat. Like, you see that mage thinking it could just fly around and not get hit by us? Foolish. I'll just spin in circles against the slime. Oh, it actually got through. Good for you, slime. There we go. Collecting all the items. So we're gonna go ahead and ignore these enemies. They're a little too spaced out for my liking. I usually only like rooms where there's like 4 or 5 enemies we can hit at once. We'll just ignore all of these. Yeah, I think that slime almost hit us more than Mandana did. Just kind of sad when you think about it. Or Mandana. Well, we are almost at our destinations. Let's go up here. And here we are. Let's use the rod. Hey, chat, I have a terrible confession to make. I don't remember how I got through this last time. I'm so sorry, chat. I really don't remember which one's the right way. So we're now in a labyrinth. So people that have missed it last time, there are so many ways I could go, and all of them are wrong except one. There's also a lot of items in here, including, I think, ore. So we really want to find every item if possible. Oh, we're doing, like, no damage to them. Fine, whatever. We'll move on. So I'm going to try going up first, and that just put us here. So that was, chat, the wrong choice to make. So with that in mind, up is wrong. Let's try going to the right. Well, chat, I think I'll find every wrong way first, because I'm usually pretty bad at this. Alright, so now we have a choice of going left or right. I'm always going to go to the right, because we've been sticking to the right so far. And now we're here, so I'm going to go right again. So we've had 2 choices of right so far. Well, I found a chest, chat. That's good. What's in the chest? 20,000 SP. That is not bad. Oh. Well, that's kind of nasty. Unfortunately, their weakness is thunder, and this room kind of sucks for killing them. Because they can kind of teleport around. You know what? I'm out of here. I'm taking too much damage from them. Alright, so I went right twice, and that led me to an item. So I could have gone left once. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to heal. And what we're going to do is we're going to keep in mind there's a lot of branching paths to the right. So let's try to isolate the bottom path, because I think right might have been the correct direction. And also, while we're holding still, we're also regaining our focus. So it's almost at 40% already. So in case we're in a nasty room like we were before, we can continue onwards. So let's try going south. And we have only one choice here. Let's see where this takes us, chat. Oh, we were here before, I think. I think I went right last time, so let's try going left. Well, chat, that was not the correct choice. Let's try this again. So I went down, and just to rule out that this is not a similar room, I will go to the right here. Where will this take us? Okay, so that shortcuts us to the second of the two rights. Okay. Okay, so I think what I have to do is I have to go right here. Then I go left. And there should be a different room. So let's see, there should be some choices we have to make. So we have the closest choice and the furthest choice. Let's go to the furthest choice first, because that's the most inconvenient. And I feel like I did that last time. I feel like I had literally that same train of logic, and that let me get to an item. So we acquired a Panacea, which increases our max health by 3. So our current total is 322. We're gonna go ahead and consume this and go to 325. Okay, got an easy couple of kills. We might as well take them. So now this just puts us back at the same choices of mirrors. Okay. And we're now at another chest for some reason. We acquired the Celeria ore, which is excellent news because we're going to get more damage against the boss. And we now have a choice of going right or going forward. I feel like I didn't take the right mirror last time. What happens if I take the right mirror? Where does this take me? It takes me all the way back to the beginning. Okay. So now let's try to remember how I got there. So I went into there. Then I went right. Then I went up. Then I went left. And I think I went middle. Look at the short-term memory, chat. I'm trying to hone it to remember mazes. Okay, and then we went straight. We haven't leveled yet again, which is a bit concerning. I hope this is not actually the boss area. I don't remember. Ooh, it's a save point, which is not great. I don't want to go to the left because I'm pretty sure that's a boss fight. So there's somewhere I could fight here that's not too bad. Maybe we could fight in this area. So now I want to kind of zip around a little bit. So is there like a good thing to kill in here for experience? Like, are any of these easy kills? I feel like we're not super far from leveling. So if nothing else, we'll try to get to the next level, and then we're gonna definitely upgrade our weapon. And hopefully between those two things, we'll be okay. If you remember from last time, this boss is actually fairly long, so I will definitely not regret the additional defense. So we're gonna hopefully explode thunder traps in everything's face over and over and over again. I'm going to be charging the thunder trap between rooms to speed up the process. There we go. Not too bad, chat. I think with that, we're going to be at a solid 80,000, which is more than enough to get an increase to boost. Now we're just going to go ahead and kill this room, I think. So we have leveled, and we're now at level 45 with 331 health, 247 strength, and 244 defense. So hopefully with our wind magic, we can kind of negate the raw damage that this boss can do. So I think I'm going to be sticking to wind almost the entire time. I'm going to go ahead and kill these enemies, I think, before continuing. Just because that'll save us a bit of time later. Because there's not really too much to fight after this. We might as well get that SP. So I think what I'm going to do is, instead of walking into the next room, why don't we just teleport back down to the tower base? We're going to get that weapon increase, and we're also going to go ahead and probably increase how quickly we get focus. So this should be our last upgrade, chat. Bib's wand has been strengthened. Alright, it's done, but I think I've reached the upper limits of my abilities here. So that just confirms it. He doesn't say anything different. We go, I see. Still, you've done a great job. It's immeasurably more powerful now than it was when I first entered this tower. I should be able to take on any enemy just the way it is. A compliment from Bib? This is gonna go straight to my head, I think. I can't believe how far we've come, and how much there is left to accomplish. But I believe in you. I know you'll be able to handle anything that comes your way. Still, unless you feel the same, you're as good as dead, so you better be confident in what you're doing, you got it? Don't worry, my path is clear now. Thank you, Rico. Well, chat, we are now sitting at a total of 257 strength, 242 defense. We might be able to take the boss. So one thing I also want to do is let's accept a divine blessing. So we're at nowhere near enough for level 3, so why don't we just increase how often we get boost? Because again, that'll be how much time we get to half defense, or half damage the boss. So we might as well do that. So again, this also helps us with the overworld travel as well, since it lets us get piercing shots. So not too bad. Now let's take the crystal and go to the Hall of Reflection. I think our goal is to be roughly like level 50 by the time we reach the final boss area. So if we're not level 50, I think I'm just going to try to get as close as possible. But we are still missing one upgrade for the boots. And that's about it. We have one more medallion to go and one more relic. So let's see. Let's just preemptively switch to wind and see what happens. Uh-oh, woman's voice chat. Well met, wizard boy. Think we all know who it is, chat. It's about time we have a mirror fight. You. I hear you accepted a taste of Lord Dallas's dark gift. Does that make you one of us now? Don't kid yourself. I'm never letting myself fall into that trap again, no matter how grim the circumstances may be. What a shame. Demonic influence gives one such a sweet feeling of liberation. Did you not find the experience pleasurable? More pleasurable than anything you'd ever experienced before? Or since? You don't want to say yes, but you just can't bring yourself to say no. Lord Dallas does seem particularly taken with you. It's not too late. You can still change your mind. Not a chance. The power was extraordinary, but the experience itself was anything but sweet. It was certainly liberating, though. It liberated me from my senses, my reason, my identity. If that were my idea of pleasure, I'd be better off seeking shelter at the bottom of a bottle. Wow, okay. There you go. Oh, you're so cute when you put on such a brave face. Did Spirited Girl's death shock the power lust right out of you? Is that it? You shouldn't let a pathetic backwoods girl like her hold you back. She got what she deserved. We may stand on different sides, but we are both practitioners of magic, and we both excel in our fields. There's more than enough demonic essence to go around, and we can both rule supreme over this land. Together. Ooh, together, chat. We're like, fleshy woman, was it? You seem awfully taken with me yourself, but I'm afraid I'm just not into middle-aged women. Wow. Wow. That's such a terrible thing to say. Oh no, chat. Bad Bib. Bib needs to be slapped by every woman, chat. Every woman, man, child, all of them. They all need to give him the collective slap. Jeez. She's like, you impertinent. To put it bluntly, I find you annoying. You're like a fly buzzing around my head. If you're looking to tempt someone over your side, I suggest you look elsewhere. Oh, this is rich. You think you can speak to me like that, you little twerp? You talk a good game, but let's see just how well you're able to stand by your own convictions. Can you turn back on your newly awakened demonic powers once again? Let's find out, shall we? We're like, we're being magicked. Oh, this time we didn't walk into the trap. She just cast the trap on us. So she's like, it's a barrier designed to agitate your demonic power and drive you into a frenzy. How much of this ultimate pain and pleasure can you withstand, I wonder? I look forward to finding out. We're awing. Uh-oh, chat. We have broken free. Now she goes, what? How? How can you be so close to the demonic essence and still retain your own will? We huff pant. I told you, I'll never fall into that trap again. Wow, chat, we didn't need Musha to save us after all. The real plot twist, chat. Somebody didn't get Royed. That's surprising. Although maybe it'll wait till the end of the battle. We'll see. Might be too early to say. So she goes, well, you've certainly made your point. If you'd only played nicely, this could have been avoided. But since you seem to have a death wish, you leave me little choice. Hello, giant heads. You will not be pleasant to fight, honestly. They're not very happy to see us, chat. I present to you the most elite of all my familiars. Go, my lovelies, tear this foolish boy limb from limb. We're having pew-pew magic laser battles, chat. Now, the downside is that I'm very slow at falling, so the shield is actually making it harder to damage her. So I think I'm going to try to not use it for a little bit, unless I think I'm going to get hit. So while this animation's happening, I might as well charge up. Okay, so every time we do enough damage, it'll swap over. So we just have to avoid taking too much damage here. Ooh, she's pretty far from us, chat. Ooh, got clipped there, but not too bad. Okay, so she is now merged with the other thing. And we can interrupt its attacks just by attacking enough, so this shouldn't be too bad. Honestly, we could kind of afford to face tank a little bit here while we have the other mode on. Well, I even got some defense downs on her, chat. I'm feeling pretty good. Okay, so I think our magic shield is just helping me kind of stand still and tank things that I normally would not be able to tank. Like, this was definitely much harder as Unica. Oh, that was easy. Oh. Oh, chat, that was easy. Oh, he is so much better than Unica in this fight. I'm so glad I could shield like 1 or 2 hits. We do just enough damage that we can hit through both heads and still stop it from doing its most dangerous attacks. Yeah, we...
Dead already?
I know, Armgrim can't believe it either, and she's like, no, this cannot be! How could a child like you defeat me? It's best if you don't talk. With wounds like that,
No future.
you have no hope of surviving. You might as well as take in the sights of this world while you can. You son of a... You should mind your own business. But it's alright. Once Lord Dallas releases the demonic essence, I will be... Apparently the end of that sentence is still dead. She will still be dead. There's no time to lose. I have to go now. Which is why we must spend time calling people. Yulius is saying Rico and I are the only ones left here at the base. We'll be joining you up there shortly. Let's put an end to this. Okay, let's walk forward, chat. We're gonna climb the stairs. Oh, we're getting the dramatic music, chat, as we ascend the stairs. I remember this enemy, except I don't really have to care because I have the magic shield. Not bad at all, chat. Actually, I wonder if it's quick. No, it's probably slower. Oh, it hit twice. Huh. That's unfortunate. Why was the staircase even hidden behind the mirror? For dramatic effect. Come on. Who doesn't want to just dramatically smash a mirror and show the path to the future? Clearly she was thinking ahead. Oh, I remember this enemy. Oh, I forgot to check what our stats were between then. Oops. But I'm level 47 now with 267 strength and 250 defense. So we are very strong right now, chat. Look at all that SP we're gathering. I really doubt we'll hit 200k, but I feel pretty good with the boost time reduced. Because again, I could just use it in situations like this, just to reduce damage taken. We have a lot of choices we can make here. I think I'll start by going to the bottom left, because I think that was a dead end, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it was just this thing. Oh, we needed to come here anyway. Okay, now we'll go to the upper left, and then we'll go to the bottom right. So I can't go there quite yet. That also looked like I couldn't go to the upper right either, so we'll go this way. Yeah, it does hit twice. That's unfortunate. But hey, we're making a lot of progress, chat. Oh, maybe we can make this jump. Oh, we can make this jump. That's right. So much SP, chat. And again, if I only take that little bit of damage, I actually really don't care about that. So yeah, I definitely feel if people pick up this game, don't really bother taking the status ailments down. I don't really feel like they make any difference, other than that previous area with Confuse. I guess it's nice to not be confused, but I'd rather just get the other upgrades first. I do think the increased item drop does help a lot with clearing these dungeons, and I think it does give us more SP, so I think it eventually does pay for itself, but more importantly, it gives me a lot more herbs. So we've now acquired the Dark Falcon, the final set of boots in the game. So we're sitting at 30, we're going to go to 36. And we go from our old magic boots to black and silver Solarian boots, occasionally negates enemy attack. So that is excellent news. So we could potentially give this our final armor upgrade, chat. And that'll be as tanky as we're going to get before the end of the game. Now, we have some good news and some bad news. We know that the final boss, we at least know the patterns. There's going to be one form that's going to be kind of annoying to deal with, because keep in mind, we have to make contact with the boss with our shield in order to destroy one of its barriers. So that part of the boss fight's going to be pretty bad for us. But on the plus side, we're now going to have way more health than Unica did. So it might balance out, honestly. Because we're going to be able to shield through basically all the really stupid insta-kill attacks. Ooh, we're getting a decent amount of SP. Goodbye, enemy. I had a feeling there was something over here. Now, I think this thing needs to be defeated by lightning, if I'm not mistaken. So there, because the enemy can't be pushed around, lightning's not bad against it. We've now acquired the Devil Medallion. So this is probably what we need in order to reach our brother, who will probably be the penultimate fight. So we have a gap we could go up there. There's a lot of little places we could go. I think we'll start by going left. Oh, wait a minute, chat. I went left last time as Unica. I remember, chat. To the right should be what we need to raise the steps. And because we are not Unica, I don't think I could skip not hitting the switch. This is not a bad spot for the mines. Because I could just kind of do that. As long as I could get him to face away. Oh. If he could block backwards? That kind of sucks. Well, anyway, he's dead now. So we need to do this just to make this gap possible. I don't think we can make that jump without it, but we could try. I mean, the worst that happens is I just spend like 20 seconds getting back up there. Whatever. There we go, chat. We're just going to take our time, get all that experience that we can. And the enemies are trying really hard to hurt us, and like they sort of do, but not a whole lot. Ooh, we just keep getting so many healings. Like, I think fire is technically their weakness, but I think at this point, because they aren't hitting fast enough, I think I'll just abuse the shield. Now we have another place we could try to cross with the double jump to see if they're even worth it. But we might as well hit those just for the sake of hitting those. So we're at 47. I think it would make sense to try to get to 48. Let's see, chat. If we power up a shield... No, we can't make that jump. Okay, so Unica could definitely make that jump. We cannot make that jump with Bib. Sorry, Bib. Platforming is not in your cards. Oh, I almost jumped off there. That would have been dumb. I think chat would have been like, "What are you doing?" if I went down to the south there. Oh, that enemy hurt us slightly for damage. What a shame. He's dead now. We are so close to leveling, chat. Just so close. Drop down there for a chest. Don't mind if I do. I think I was gonna say, I think I'll use the fire magic, but apparently I'll panacea instead. Oops. I think a slime hit me in there for 1 damage, but it was kind of a massacre overall, so I think I won. Oh, the controls reversed at the last second. So we're sitting at 343 health. I'm gonna go ahead and use this panacea. We're now at 346. And so close to leveling. This should be the save room. Let's lure this guy. Actually, no. Let's ignore him. It's not worth our time. I need to tell myself that. I'm like, listen, those enemies are not worth fighting. Goodbye. We have level chat. We're now at level 48 with 351 health, 267 strength, and 256 defense. So hopefully this is enough for the next fight. We'll see, chat. I guess it really depends on how easy it is to level between now and the final area. If I'm above halfway, maybe I'll spend some time on it. And we'll kill these things mostly for the SP versus the XP. Because maybe we'll get something if we can get the 100,000. That might be worth it. Yeah, like this room is not too bad for kills, honestly. I could get a couple of piercing shots, and they're all pretty close together. Look at that, we're at 100,000. There we go. I love how little damage we're taking, chat. It's actually really silly. Like, I know I'm healing a lot still, but even then. I don't like these shield units. We're just gonna ignore them, chat. Oh no, I've been poisoned slightly. What am I gonna do? Oh, I walked into a healing thing. You showed me. Truly, I will watch out for your poison infamy. Goodbye anyway. A little under halfway to the next level. Okay, so one trap worked as intended. There we go. I believe the other guy did not come and fight us for some reason. Oh, that was a very quick massacre. Look at you, Lightning Trap. You are actually more useful than Unica's. You did it. You actually worked as intended. So let's go ahead and use the save statue. Let's see, can we purchase anything for 100,000? I know the next upgrade here is 200,000. Ooh, we could get the next boost level. We're very close to it. You know what, chat? Let's do that. Let's see. Let's just get another like 7k SP. Because that just means we have more half damage time, which I did think was pretty useful. So potentially instead of getting it just once a battle, we were getting it twice or 3 times. Oh, let's not fight those though. Yeah, we don't need any of those enemies. See, we almost have the SP we need. We're so close, we might as well as, honestly. And this will go towards leveling us for the final boss anyway. Because I think this is the only real area to level anyway. So we almost have everything we need. We'll also get a nice experience multiplier here. Well, that enemy wanted to make sure we were fighting it, apparently. Come on, get off of me. There we go. So we're at the max amount of experience, so we got a little more on our meter. Those shield guys really want to fight me for some reason. Oh yeah, see, this area of the room I want to get into. I actually killed one of them. Nice, so we have more than enough now. I'll go ahead and collect that. And we're actually not too far off from having the max MP reduced. So, I think our boots are not upgraded, right? So we should definitely get enough for a boot upgrade as well. So this should hopefully cover our costs. So if I go this way and then clear this room out. Actually, we're also super close to leveling again. I wasn't really planning on grinding, but I mean, like, that room didn't go too bad. Maybe, like, one more pass through this room wouldn't hurt us. So, thanks, experience? Okay, so now we definitely have enough for the boot upgrade. Or chat, you know what? I'll leave it up to chat. Should I go for the boot upgrade and the increased boost? Or should I hold on to the 200 for 200k? I mean, we're pretty close to 200k. I just don't know if I'll level again, or I don't think I'll get more SP unless I go back here. I'm not sure. We'll see how close we get, I guess. But we are very close to leveling, which is nice. So now I feel like we might be over-leveled for the boss. I'm not sure. But you know what? We'll take that, because we know this next boss is going to be a boss we could barely dodge anyway. So we'll take advantage of what we can. So close to leveling, chat. Ooh, this should be enough experience, chat. So that's actually perfect for us. So if we kill this knight and this thing, we should level. Or actually, we didn't even need it. So we're now level 49 with 357 health, 273 strength, and 259 defense. So was not intending to level, but we'll take the 3 or so less damage I'm going to take. I mean, I would like to be tankier, and maybe if the fight going a little quicker, we'll have things going in our favor. Again, our strategy for the claw is going to be the same thing we did, I think, last time. We're just going to be keeping windshield up as often as possible. I will probably not get a good chance to charge it at any point, so charge to me is still not really worth it. But wow, we got a lot more SP than I was expecting. So let's go ahead and give ourselves an upgrade now. So let's get that defense up. And we'll get the final boost. So now we'll get the half damage much sooner. And I don't think we'll be able to take advantage of any of these other things whatsoever. So this is pretty much going to be our last level, I suppose. So we're level 49 with just like a tad more experience there. So let's see how we could do, chat. We're going in about as prepared as we could be. Didn't have to do too much grinding, which is a good feeling. If all I had to do was re-clear a room twice, I think I'm okay with that. Oh no, chat. It's Claw. Claw's like, huh, I thought I might find you here. Claw. So, you beat Flashy Woman and Mandana alike. I must admit, I'm impressed. The biggest surprise, though, is that you accepted demonic powers, yet by all appearances, refrained from using them. I suppose that means you've finally found a road to call your own? Here we go. I did. In pursuing you, I came to realize that I was basically just walking in your footsteps. I desired power for power's sake, and sought to become stronger regardless of the consequences. In a way, I suppose I was doing exactly as Father always taught us, the ideals of Bib to the letter, in fact. But that's not who I am. I realize that the thing I seek isn't power itself. It's the strength of mind to wield that power effectively. It's, drumroll, mastery! Once I realized that, everything else suddenly fell into place. I will never again allow myself to be consumed by that power. I accepted Father's teachings blindly, and I sought an unmatchable strength just as blindly. But no more! I intend to defeat you here and now, but I'm not about to rely on any demonic essence to do it. My own power will be plenty. It seems I've sorely misjudged you. I thought the days of being one-upped by my little brother were through. Still, it seems we've both chosen our own paths, and sadly, they don't lead to the same place. I won't yield to you, Bib. Brother or no, we stand on opposite sides. Show me your power! Untainted by your family's doctrines, unreliant upon the demonic essence, your own strength. Oh, he is all over us, chat. Oh no, chat. He's doing no damage. Oh, come on. Give him a break. Chat, do I even need to block? This is just kind of sad. Chat, I'm not even trying to dodge. Well, that might I try to dodge. That one I'm gonna try to dodge. That one seems dangerous. The other ones, nah. Stop that. I mean, I'm not even trying to dodge, chat. That was kind of sad. I think the only thing that did any kind of damage was the giant laser, but I think we can all agree, chat, there was a big boss difficulty spike in terms of how much it expected you to grind for Mantis and the boss prior to that, but wow, the human fights are just kind of sad. I don't know what to say, chat. I mean, you saw that, chat. I literally barely moved other than to just re-aim myself. So apparently, we just need to just keep going, I guess. I mean, that felt pretty one-sided. I guess we over-leveled, because we did, like, maybe 4 extra damage and took, like, 3 less from him, and that was just enough to make that boss fight a total joke. Well, anyway, let's see what Claw has to say for himself. Huh. You've done well for yourself, Hugo. I mean, Bib. I guess I made the right choice. In some regards, anyway. What are you talking about? Long ago, I chose to distance myself from House of Bib and become a holy knight. I did this particularly because it's what I wanted, but mostly because I thought you were better suited for the role of successor than I could ever hope to be. What? Your magic ability has always been exponentially greater than my own. That's likely why Father didn't try to stop me. But in the end, all I really accomplished was forcing you into a life you never wanted. Go, Bib. Seeing you as you are now, many levels above me, I know I can leave my affairs in your hands. I know you'll do what's right. Even if I kind of hate to admit it. And then he faceplants. We're like, hey, Claw has fallen unconscious. How am I supposed to take over your affairs when I don't even know what you were trying to do? At least I could be sure now that you never had any ill intent. I have no idea if I can live up to your expectations or not, but I'll do the best I can, brother. You have my word. Well, chat, we leveled off of that fight, so we're now level 50, which just seems very unfair. We're sitting at a total of 363 health, 273 strength, and 263 defense. So we're just gonna go back and have a quick save. Yeah, he's got to keep on keeping on. We'll just glide down the stairs. Whee! So pretty easy, chat. Pretty convincing. So maybe we're the right level to do the boss because we were slightly ahead? Question mark? I mean, we're like almost at another level. I forget if there's any fights between us in the final area. I don't think there are. Actually, I forgot to check one thing. What level were we when we did it with Unica? Oh, I was level 50 when I beat it with Unica. Okay, so we're like the same level as last time. I guess that's fair, chat. So from here, we're just gonna start climbing the final floors. So chat, looks like we're actually gonna complete this playthrough. So I think what I'll do is, because I actually have, unfortunately I have a little bit of work tomorrow, we're gonna go ahead and beat the game. And I think we'll reserve for next week the playthrough of Claw. I feel like this would be a good stopping point to say, hey, we beat the game again. We'll have a little discussion afterwards. Who knows? Maybe we'll even get some items and stuff we could check out. But here we go, chat. We're ascending to the final area. So now we're at the tower summit. And we have now reached the very top. Oh no, I made a mistake. I made a mistake. I went to menu and I canceled by accident. Oh no. Oh no, I remembered to put on the talisman, but the cutscene was really strong. That cutscene was like so far down the stairs, chat. That was very unfortunate. Well, this might be hard. that was just unfortunate. I didn't see a save statue on the way here, so I was kind of thrown off. Did I miss it, chat, on the way up the stairs? Oh well. So, the successor to House of Bib makes his dramatic final appearance. Hello, Goddess Rhea. Yeah, I know, challenge mode. Now this might actually be a lot harder. I mean, at least we have the shield with us, but we'll see how it goes. Dallas says, "It seems you've suppressed the demonic element I bestowed upon you. Yet even without its power, you managed to get past every one of my subordinates. I'm impressed, but also very, very disappointed. You could have been so much more." Don't even try it. I have no intention of believing a single word you say. I never should have in the first place. Release Lady Rhea and hand over the Black Pearl. Now. Don't worry, chat. It'll be an icicle disaster. We might have to redo the boss. If I game over on the boss, I'm just gonna back out, unfortunately. I thought about it like literally a second too late. That just kind of sucks. And I also messed up the menuing because, well, anyway, that's not really important. So let's see. What does Dallas have to say? Listen to you, making demands. I think we both know I'm not about to comply. You see, I need both the goddess and the pearl to complete my ritual. Your ritual to drag down Solomon's shrine back down to the surface? I'm aware of it. But why? What will that accomplish? It's simple, really. The Black Pearl is what holds the shrine aloft, and it's using a considerable amount of power to do so. Logically, if it's expending so much energy on that one task, its potency is limited. And since the only divine affections of a goddess can control the pearl, well, I think you get the idea. We're like, wait, so you intend to crash our holiest of shrines to the ground, killing all who dwell within, just to unlock the Black Pearl's full power? When you put it that way, yes. A most succinct summation indeed. I then plan to steal the goddess's power, granting me full, unrestricted control over the pearl and all it represents. And finally, at long last, I'll be able to give the demonic essence form, creating the perfect existence. You think I'm just gonna stand by and let you do this? Well, we did go to the better of the powers, I guess, in our defense. Then we go, what? You're wasting your time. Your pathetic magic could never penetrate this barrier. Goddess Rhea is like, Bib, stop. He's absorbed the demonic essence into himself. No normal attacks can even touch him. Darn. Pity. I would have enjoyed watching him struggle a bit more, but thank you for enlightening him nonetheless. Unfortunately for you, Bib, turnabout is fair play, remember? We arg him, chat. What now? If you unleash your demonic element, you might just stand a chance of surviving this. Or will you persist in your obstinacy and rush to your eternal reward? I won't do it. If I give in now, I'd never be able to show my face to her. I'd rather die. Such sentimental drivel. I hope it provides you with some comfort on your journey to hell. Oh, okay. He decided to stop lasering. I mean, he could have kept lasering since our shield destroyed. Okay, here's the dramatic reveal. We ask, is this the end? Am I really incapable of doing this without resorting to that other side of me? And then the golden barrier deflects it, chat. What? How? Seems you've been busy, Hugo, says girl's voice, presumably Sedina and the goddess. Yusha's like, hang in there. We're here for you as promised. Why, thank you, Musha and Sedina. If you please, goddess, we must gather our power and confer it upon Bib. Okay, so this doesn't seem too different. What in the world? No. Is this the true power of the goddesses? Never forget, Bib. You're not alone in this. Every one of us is behind you. Our thoughts, our feelings, and our strengths are all with you now. We can feel the power of friendship, chat. We shoot the Omega laser. We go, huh? I did it. Impudent worm. I will not allow my ambitions to be foiled by the likes of you. Behold, my true power. What the? Watch out. Look out, chat. He's using the essence, chat. I will show you the perfect fusion of man and demon, and may the sight be forever seared into your vision. Gaze upon the final boss, chat. That'll be very difficult without that other necklace. Rest in peace, other necklace. Well, as we know before, the first form is not really an issue. It's more the second and third form we have to be careful about. If we really need to, we can even stall on this form for more boost gauge, honestly. Because this form is really not threatening to us. It's, again, the form afterwards I'm concerned about. Oh, I can actually still jump the fire. That's interesting. Oh, took a little bit of damage there, but that's not too bad. Oh, that was rude. Wait, I can't even hit him. He's off the edge. What a cheater, chat. What an absolute cheater. Come on, get over here. I literally cannot do anything while this is there. Oof, this is going slow, chat. Oh, now it's going faster. Okay, I think the wind was actually hitting him. So we're gonna do our best to dodge. Oh, it's like off the edge again. Thanks, game. Ooh, not good. Okay, we're almost on its final phase. I still have most of my health, so this is a good sign. Let's go ahead and do the half damage thing, because we're going to have to tank some hits, I think. Or he'll just go off the side. Come on. Alright, let's try to dodge. Okay, chat, we're on the final phase. We still have a lot of health. This is looking pretty promising. Ooh, okay, one down. Why won't this thing die? I'm charging up wind while this is happening. That way I can get another hit. I did not realize that was still lingering there. That sucked. That has such a long lingering hitbox, chat. Oh, that sucked. Seriously, that thing was out there forever. I thought it was already done. Ooh, okay, we gotta get through one more phase. I'm gonna power up my shield. We're just gonna keep running as much as we can. I don't know how to dodge that, honestly, but I'm glad we had the half damage. Alright, we're almost done. My thumb is killing me, chat. I am mashing that button like you wouldn't believe. Okay, I think we got this, chat. Oh my gosh. First try. No backup healing. Oh, that was so much easier than the Mantis. Why was that so hard compared to that? Why, chat? Why? Anyway. Take that final boss. We got pretty low on health, but our shield definitely helped us get through. So thank you, Increased Focus. It did actually shave off a ton of damage, especially when we were in the Thunder form, I think. So definitely feeling the benefits of the focus extension. So level 50 was like the perfect level for us. If we had gone one more level, I feel like it would have gone much quicker, especially during that last part where I was trying to hit the two heads. But I think otherwise you could still beat it at that level. Yeah, my thumb is so tired, chat. I was like mashing that for like 5 minutes. Ugh. I never imagined a lowly weakling like you could thwart my ambitions. So I'm a lowly weakling, am I? Sounds about right. Still, I walk my own path now, a path I've chosen for myself. It's a bumpy road, to be sure, but I'll never deviate from it again. Huh, such naivete. The blood of Bib is more corrupt than you know. Just as my darklings compulsively pursued their ideals to the bitter end, so too will you succumb to the curse of your bloodline sooner or later. Ha ha ha, I'm dead. Goodbye, Dallas. Goddess Reyes, like, stand back. But you see, okay, so this is not any different. This is the demonic essence. They're gonna seal it. We already know the cost of which is gonna be their wings. There we go, chat. They're playing music at life's problems. Ooh, I think during the credits, or even this scene to some extent. Let's see, easiest boss. I'm really having trouble remembering. Maybe it is Mandana. I mean, Lava Construct refight was honestly not too bad. Spirited Girl was like, a little difficult, like probably about on par with the final boss. I mean, we both got pretty low, but I wasn't like super low. The one boss that spit the little bugs everywhere as the first monster boss was like moderate difficulty. The centipede was really close. I thought that was going to be the hardest fight we were going to have to do, but I feel like the hardest fight weirdly was the mantis. I think it's mostly just because like I went to it without being the right level, so that added a lot of really unnecessary difficulty to it. I got careless on the sandworm boss, but I don't feel like that boss was too hard. It had the same issue with the mantis, where I was like just one level under where it thought I should be, so I was missing a very key damage threshold to nuke / skip a phase. So once I got that one level up, it was easy, or in the case of the mantis, when I got 2 levels, I felt like I was barely able to kill it. Also, chat, I just want you to know I do not look forward to the mantis fight with Claw whatsoever. I'm gonna have to get a melee range of that monster. Oh boy, chat, I am probably gonna die a lot to that boss. I think that will probably be the hardest boss in the game for Claw. Unica, easy. This character, if I was the right level, it wasn't too bad, but when we go to Claw, he better have something amazing to deal with that, because I have to get in melee range with the character that always constantly pushes you back and has really massive strikes to the point where I don't think jumping will necessarily help us, because as you saw, if we get too close, it'll just kind of tap us just by existing. So the goddesses are saying, we're not going with you. We gave up our wings. The wings were our power. So now they're going to go to sleep. So now they're worried the Black Pearl will eventually reawaken its demonic powers. Chat's looking forward to seeing how fast Claw attacks, given that Unica's mid and Bib is slow. It's true. Is Claw just going to be Turbo Fire the game? If he could attack as quickly as I could press a chat, I will not be above saying I will highly consider the turbo button. Just leave that bad boy on the whole time. Okay, so they're saying, thank you, Bib. It's solely because of you that we're able to avert this crisis. Okay, so this text is honestly not too different. So what does Bib have to say about this? He says, you needn't do a thing. Without you and everyone else down here, I could never have accomplished what I did. Claw better be lightning. Maybe, Kirk, maybe. Can you imagine, Chad, if lightning turns out to be the best power for Claw? I think that would ruin our entire conception of it. Lightning is just attack ×2 or some nonsense. And you get thunder strikes or something. Okay, so we're saying our only regret is that my brother isn't here to pay his respects as well. I can't seem to find him anywhere. They're saying that's quite alright. So they're wondering... So this dialogue is just a little tiny bit different. Like here they're saying like we can't see into the future. We'll have to know. But we don't have to see into the future to know he's wrong about you. You took on the might of a demon yet resisted its influence. It may be an accomplishment even beyond our abilities. The goddess Fina continues and says, I believe what my sister's trying to say is that your bloodline doesn't shape you. You are who you are. Ooh, it was an empty platitude from an empty soul. Ooh, what a burn from Goddess Fina, chat. So they're saying our time is up. Saying the rest is in our hands. We're going to do as instructed. So none of this is, I think, any different. So apparently we imparted guidance and wisdom upon them. I don't know if I completely believe that, but sure. Yeah, and she had that same conversation to Unica, so they're just saying, like, one day we'll meet again, and we had the conversation last time where we're like, are they even gonna wake up in, like, her lifetime? I don't think they will. And they fall asleep clutching the murder orb. And so the crisis that had brought the land of East to the brink of annihilation was finally resolved, albeit impermanently. Hugo and the others enshrine the goddesses of the Black Pearl deep underground, just as promised. Afterward, they began preparing to use their remaining magical energy for the trip. Okay, so far this is not any different. We're even going to another spirit tree. Might it be this? Is that the same as Unica's, or is this the younger brother? 700 years later. It's very true. So the tree's saying, so you're leaving then? Xian says yes. So they're talking about the transport spell. It'll be lonely here without you. I don't think this was any different. Perhaps we shall do as the goddesses and sleep. Yeah, I think this dialogue was the same. I guess that's why they're happy they did the older and younger brother, because the trees kind of look the same. So they could just reuse the dialogue here. So they're saying all the same dialogue. They're just wondering when the goddesses are coming back, and we're like, probably never. Well, not for these characters' lifetimes anyway. So now we're saying we intend to stay behind, which is what Unica said. So now I'm just kind of curious if anything changes here, if Unica goes with us or not. So we say we don't want to live our lives on a cramped island, and if I go back now, I may never get the chance to come down here again. Unica's asking why we'd want to. Are you planning to look after the goddesses or something? Yusha says, oh wait, I think I know. Yuriko says, you're worried about your brother, aren't you? So we won't admit we care about our brother, but we're like, what? No, that's ridiculous. How could you both independently come up with such an idiotic notion? Riko's like, fine, it's not about your brother then. But hey, if you're staying behind, I see no reason I shouldn't join you, excuse me. Yusha says, me too, I'm worried about leaving the goddesses alone, and I don't like being so far away from them. And now Unica's also joining. So that I don't think is any different. Oh, this time Roy lives, chat. Musha survived, Roy lived. Oh, this is the craziest timeline, chat. Only one death. So now they just all kind of acknowledge. They're like, yeah, Roy, no, we know you want to be with Unica. Bad ending, Roy lives. Maybe, Chris, maybe. And Unica's not able to pick up from, like, the 7 people saying, like, oh, we'll send your regards. That means he's staying. And Roy's exact response to that is, the fact that you didn't pick up on that until now just proves that you really do need someone to look after you. I guess you could say she's very special, chat. She says, I don't think you'd last one day here without me. Oh no. Poor Unica. Deanna's like, look at what you caused, Bib. I wish I could tell you all to take some time and think this through, but time is a luxury we don't have. We're like, sorry about this, Sedina.
This one is special.
This one is indeed special. So Sedina says, I'll let Priest Bib know of your decision, Hugo. / Bib. And the rest of your families too, for that matter. I imagine there's gonna be heck to pay though, so you'd all better be darn well sure you're doing the right thing. We say, I believe we are. Oh no, let the people of East know they'll be in our thoughts and prayers. Oh no. Oh no, chat. I don't like the way that's phrased. Thoughts and prayers, chat. So goodbye all these other characters that we didn't... Well, I guess we interacted with Sedina a little more and Xion, but none of the others. We barely talked to Musha. And she's with us. So there we have it. We get to see those little rocks falling off the island, and we leave ourselves wondering, Will any of those rocks hit the party members that we were just playing as? Are they actually just like waving off the island and they're like, wait, what's that thing getting closer? And then just like a loud crunch and snap. What do you think, chat? They're like, take that, everything beneath us. And that, chat, was East's origin as Hugo/Bib. We've beaten the game. We have one more playthrough to go through, which I'm a little concerned about. I'm just reading the chat saying, so Unica and Roy get to end the story together, Bib and Misha get to end the story together, and Rico's there too for some reason, yay. Yeah, he's just kind of with us. The childhood friend has to come along. So, I must say, chat, we were wrong. Musha did not get sent to the mine / purged from existence. So she did it. She dodged a death flag because she's technically the love interest, but technically wasn't the love interest. Ooh, Steam edition, chat. So there we go. No spirited girl. Then I guess the brother also lives? I mean, he technically might have survived in Unica's playthrough. We don't really know what happened to him. So honestly, we didn't get a whole lot of extra insight into the brother, even though we were playing as Bib. I mean, we got to see a little more context for him not being totally evil. But at the same time, I don't think Claw ever really hurt us as Unica, not to my knowledge. So he seemed kind of more neutral. Yeah, Musha got rejected super hard. Backup love interest. It's true. She's there for the happy ending, even though she was not loved. It's very true, Yantos. Chris is saying she let someone else temporarily become the love interest until it was safe. It's true. Gotta dodge those anime death bullets, chat. So I guess we'll see if there's anything at the very tail end of these credits. But, thoughts? I feel like we started off really strong, and then we hit, like, a wall. Shifting Sands is, like, definitely a big barrier to overcome, even with somebody that felt very powerful. I feel like we made a good choice to not bother leveling up the charge skills. Honestly, I only really use them in 3 fights out of like 10 or whatever. This is like what? The final boss, Mantis, Sandworm? I think that's about it. I mean, like, I charged if I had time, but it wasn't like necessary for the other ones. Uh-oh, to be continued, chat. The game is threatening us. I'm attempting to hit start and continue, but oh, there we go. It'll fade eventually. What do we get for beating it? Bib's clear data has been saved. Bib can now be used in time attack mode. After selecting time attack at the title screen, you may select your character and difficulty level. Now it's just saying Claw can be used in story mode. That already happened. It will appear on the character select screen when starting a new game. That already happened. So we still have only time attack. Sure if there's any other options here. So this is not too different. So I think when we start it up next week, we'll be looking at our brother, the Berserker. Fast, close range, experts only, chat. Oh, you're right. I didn't use the burst. I'll have to check. I think because I have this game in full screen, I'm not seeing the Steam achievements. I'm just assuming I got it, chat. Just like I also assume I got the one from the Mantis, but not the way I wanted. Yeah, I'm really curious what experts only means. I'm a little concerned about that. You know what, chat? As just one last thing, we'll just very quickly check out a time attack. Let's just play as Bib, since we just did it. We'll try it on normal to see how it goes. So we can do potentially all bosses in the game, or just go and do them individually. And I guess we can replay the first fight. Oh, we don't have wind magic for some reason. Wait a minute, this is actually hard. We definitely had wind magic at this point, chat. I'm pretty sure. So we just have to be careful. So this is actually kind of an interesting challenge. So there we go. It's just as simple as clearing it there. So does that mean all the other bosses also don't have it? So let's I don't want to actually do it, but let's hypothetically pick like the final boss. We would have to get it for him. But like, what about Mandana? Do we get all of our abilities? Oh, I just have to select it. Oh, I see what happened. Poor Mandana, chat. Oops. Level up. Okay. I mean, it's not too bad. I don't think I want to do a full boss rush, but I think you get the idea from it. Actually, chat, hold on, I want to see something. Now I'm really curious. How hard is the first boss battle? We have some time, chat. Oh yeah, so it will let me do the win. What is that? Oh, is she get new attack? What is that? Oh no. Well, chat, I'm glad we didn't do this on Nightmare. What is this? Oh my gosh. What is that? Oh no. Oh my gosh. I want to show that again. That was so ridiculous. Wow. So I can only make like one wrong move. Wow, that's actually pretty difficult. Oh man, running away from that is pretty hard. I think if I practice evading the rapid stab, I think I could probably do it. But man, that's difficult. You were playing Claw on Nightmare? No way, chat. No way. But I mean, I guess if you really thought the game was too easy, which I guess it's like, for me, I think it's mostly the right difficulty. So like, if I felt like challenging myself, I think I would probably replay on hard, but Nightmare doesn't seem like fun to me, chat. I think that might be a little above where I want to go. I'm interested in seeing new moves, don't get me wrong, but ooh, I can't imagine how unfun that would be to grind to get to the same level that I was just on normal. I can't imagine that to be a lot of fun. You know what, chat? Well, since we're here, we're going to end it off. Let's look at the Steam leaderboards. Well, chat, I think the people that are playing are dirty cheaters. Look at these dirty cheating times. Jesus, Cat, you have betrayed us. She's literally dead in under a second. Actually cheating. And Senek the fast hog. Well, I'm glad there are not even remotely fair or reasonable times. So I guess I could say, hey, I did some of those times normally. Yeah, they definitely just hacked to basically, probably, if I had to guess, they probably modified their stats to max damage and literally just hit her with one attack at the start. I'm assuming that's what happened. So some people like ran forward, or maybe some people modified their projectile speed. Yeah, that's just shenanigans, chat. So I think for now, I think we could say that we have come to a excellent point to stop for the day. Oop, as my preview stops working for some reason. Oh no, preview button, please. I miss you. Huh. Not sure what happened there. We'll have to fix that eventually at some point. We'll call that Stream Deck issues. Well, I guess in unrelated news, I did fix the issue with like potentially running ads. So I haven't decided if I should run it at specific times so people don't have to get hit with that annoying load-in ad. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll take opinions on when to run it. Like, technically, I can always run it at the end of a stream. Technically. So that way, the next time I play, people could just join without it being a big issue. So, we'll see. Or I might just leave it as is. I think I'm more concerned about my preview buttons not working, because they definitely worked at the beginning of the stream. I'm not sure what happened. But, I think our goal for next time is to probably go through as Claw. It looks like it will take us roughly 7 to 8 hours, so assuming things don't go too poorly, we'll probably be done in about 3, maybe 4 sessions if we unlock a lot of bonus content. There is another mode we haven't seen at all, so it's possible we'll get like another hour or two beyond the time attack mode, because keep in mind it said bonus modes plural, so who knows. But it looks like probably going to be done before the end of December, so I think at that point we'll potentially move on to East 1 and 2, or if the chat feels like it, I'll just poll if they even want to have a vote. We could technically do one of the games that was reserved for the weekend game list, like Shining Tear, for example. So I definitely don't want the chat to burn out on East, but I feel like each game at this point is going to play very differently. In particular, the next 3 or so games. Then we'll start going more into the territory closer to Lacrimosa. We'll basically see like the predecessor to Lacrimosa, then the literal game before Lacrimosa, and then we'll see where we go from there. So I'd just like to say I appreciate the company, and hopefully you all have a good day or a good night, depending on the time zone.